Hello everyone, I'm just recording here at this awesome workspace in Trondheim, so excuse me if my voice is a bit low, but let's see, I just wanted to show you the changes to the website. So what I've done now, totally inspired by Michael, who's done a great job on navigation and stuff, is that I brought back the front page and kind of like rebranded Cerebral a little bit. Instead of calling it a framework, it's rather a state and side effects management solution. Like Redux and Mobex is state management solutions, and what Cerebral does is bring in the side effects as well. And it's not like its own framework because we support Angular and Vue and all this stuff. So I think that makes a ton of sense. And what makes Cerebral so special is its ability to write declarative code. And I don't think all developers actually know what declarative means, but we write it all the time, especially in the UI. If it's HTML or JSX syntax, we write declarative code. So I'm giving an example of what is declarative code and what makes it so good. And that's basically like you can reuse. It's like imagining calling functions. So you're reusing elements and you compose them into different configurations. And of course it reads better because it doesn't. You don't write code that is about how to do things. It's just what you want to happen. So I'm writing a bit about that, and then kind of like summarizing that we are enforcing these properties of declarative code into your code base, which is like what Cerebral does. And then we have the debugger, but like Cerebral isn't about the debugger, it's just something that's possible due to enforcing these properties into the code base. So maybe there should be something about the debugger on the front page, but yeah. And then we move into the page itself, and now the navigation is on the left side. And I've done small changes here to the design, but mostly I've done changes to the content. I really cleaned up stuff. I've deleted tons of stuff because I think we're introducing way too much, because people don't like, they have some ideas on from other solutions, and they want to see like what are the core differences in this solution. And there aren't really that many concepts, but it seemed like a ton of different concepts when you read the previous version. So we go straight to the architecture and the vision of Cerebral. And then when you install, you have these different boilerplates. So you can use Webpack bin to load up the different supported versions like React Inferno, Preact, Angular, and all this stuff. And then of course we have the debugger. And then we just have state, signals, which contains everything about signals, operators, paths, props, actions. It's really cleaned up now. And then we have providers, we have modules, errors, components, and compute. And that's it. That's like the vocabulary of Cerebral. And then I'm actually linking to, instead of having this tutorial, I'm rather linking to bins. So I'm creating like small examples of the current concept, and then you can rather play around with it instead of we taking you through building this application. And people are asking so many questions about the tutorial and what's this doing and why I'm doing it like that. People have to understand like it's the concepts that should make sense. It's not like making it as easy as possible to create an application. It has to make sense. And I think that's way better to do with just focusing on the core concepts and let people play around with it. I have not made much changes to the API itself. It's basically the same. But I've added like the Cerebral in-depth articles, and those are also linked in the introduction. And also, like in the add-ons for router, there's a link to the article there. So it should be really easy to get more information about the different things. Cool. And this should work really well responsively. So you get the menu up here, and yeah. So I think this is going to be a great update, and I'm just finishing up some stuff, but it will be ready before release. Cool.